Are you part of the Lovers in Separation collective? Well, we're going to do a you and them reading. One spread for you, one spread for them. These can be for all sorts of situations. You might have your eye on somebody, you might be in a relationship, dreaded situationship, or you might want to psychically spy on your ex. So this is for either a relationship where you've gone into separation, or you blocked your twin flame BS. Right. Anyway, so it's one spread for you, one spread for them. 8 cards per spread based over the next 6 months. So let's start with you, and then we're going to go on to them. One sec. You know, for me, and this is where everybody's going to swipe away if you've actually stuck around. As soon as you go into separation, that connection's done. It's toast. You know, if somebody loves you, if somebody wants to be with you, you don't go in separation. It's as simple as that. But you know, what do I know? What do I know? I'm a fucking alien, aren't I? Right. Anyway. Right. So we start off with the Knight of Swords. Swords are where we think words we use. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. Knights don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens, more so than the pages, but they're more about forward motion. This knight talks about either news coming in fast or expressing ourselves. Hold fire. We then got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant's one of the divine masculines, is divine masculine on a more spiritual base level. Relates to my star sign of Taurus, so it can talk about sticking to some kind of tradition. It can also talk about going on a journey of self-discovery. Who am I? What am I? What's the purpose of this? What's the meaning of life? What's the Tartarian Empire? Is the world round or flat? It's that kind of energy and learning more. All right. 5 of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action. Okay. Upright position. This is the fight or fallout card. It can sometimes talk about frustration. In the reverse position, in this case, it's either giving up on a fight or letting the frustration go. Right. Let's continue. Right, we then got the death card, fixed card, rebirth. It's about shedding old skin. It's a positive card. Something's going to happen to have an effect on this connection in the attempt to kill it off. Okay, I can 100% say that this connection is not supposed to go ahead. Right. We then got the Emperor in the reverse. So the Emperor is the other divine masculine. Okay. In a love-based reading, it's kind of divine counterpart in the upright position. He's a good ruler, he's a good leader, he's wise, he's knowledgeable, he's firm but fair, he's not afraid of fight, he's not afraid of change. Reverse position, toxic masculine energy. Okay. Can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary. Okay. I feel like this is potentially the other person. Overall outcome card. The Magician in the reverse. Right. So the Magician card in the upright position is a very positive, powerful card. It's the manifestation card. Now, when it's in the reverse position, your manifestations are being blocked because it feels like you're trying to manifest this person either into your life or to change their ways, and it ain't going to happen. So sadly, you're not taking advantage of the death card. Okay. Obviously, the problem is, much like with the Tower card, well, more so with the death card, what I tend to find is if you don't take advantage of that, if you don't understand why it's happened, then you'll get a Tower card, and that's when everything goes to rubble. Death card tends to be one specific thing in your life. Obstacles or blockages. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action, Knight's forward motion again. So in any kind of love reading, the Knight of Wands is a Don Juan. Here today, gone tomorrow, get your knickers off they go again. Likes a bit of an ego rub. This person's never going to come forwards the way that you want them to. Removing any blockages. High Priestess. So the High Priestess is one of the divine feminines. She's divine feminine on a more spiritual base level. It's about duality, what I preach. Love and light doesn't work, and it doesn't. Prove me otherwise. Go on. In the comments, if you can prove to me that love and light works. She's intuition. Okay, basically this is and connection with spirit. This is telling you follow your intuition. So as it stands at the moment, right, what it feels like is I'm going to go slight. I didn't explain which way I was going to. That's fine. Right, mumbling to myself. Right, so I feel like this person's going to come rushing in again in this Knight of Swords energy, and you're going to stick to this tradition of sticking with it, right? With the Five of Wands, what that feels like is it's kind of like anxious attachment, frustration. Because what generally happens is this doesn't feel like a relationship. This feels like a situationship. So you've gone no contact, okay, and then they come rushing back, and you go, oh, they've done their healing. The masculine's coming back, right? And then you're going back into that traditional bullshit twin flame nonsense, right? When you're waiting around for somebody and they'll say, I'm not waiting, I'm in my feminine energy, I'm not chasing, I'm attracting. And I say, yeah, but you're thinking about this person, going, when they're going to call, when they're going to text. Well, yeah, well, you're chasing, you're energetically chasing from here. You're in this anxious attachment energy. As soon as you get that little breadcrumby text, guess what? That goes, oh, they're still interested. So something happens. So the universe goes, for love of God, we're not doing this again, are we? So it does something to, I want to say, to reveal this person as a toxic masculine. You know, you might find out that they've got somebody on the side. You know, you might find out that they're talking about, they've rushed back in for a bit of an ego rub, and then telling you that last weekend they were up in God knows where, Barnsley, Doncaster, Rotherham, wherever, and they've got a new twin flame. You know, and for them it's about making you jealous. Okay. And then you're like, oh no, but you're my twin flame, I've got to manifest. No, this person doesn't give a shit about you, right? All right, let's go on to them. See what the crack is. Right, let's just quickly dispel twin flames, right? So if you're a true spiritualist and you actually understand what's going off, you understand that everything is a reflection in a mirror. Okay. Now that mirror does take time, okay, to catch up sometimes. But if you're in your power, if you know your worth and value, you might attract. You don't attract in bottom feeders. You sometimes attract in some, narcissists, because you can be a bit like honey to the bee. But if you're in your power, you'll not have no problems cutting them out. If you're in your power, then your person's in your power. If you're sat around, then you're just going to be reflecting that energy and bringing some user in, right? Now, if everything's a mirror and a twin flame is literally the other half of your soul, then why is it the feminine always sits around waiting and the masculine runs off? Because that's not a mirror, is it? That's the opposite of a mirror. Right. Anyway, let's go on to them. Right, okay, so Three of Cups in the reverse, Cups, water, emotions, upright position. This celebration card, I call it the sisterhood card. It's three ladies dance around with cups in the air, like actual sisters, female friends, friends with high feminine energies. Witchcraft terms talk about coven power of three. Now it's in the reverse position. Hold fire on that one. Five of Wands, Wands fire action back again in the upright position. So fight, fallout, frustration. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, efforts, and energies in. Upright position, this is a collaboration card. Landowner, builder, architect, all working together to build this beautiful cathedral. Different roles, different skill sets, same long-term vision. It's in the reverse position. It's when we're either building somebody else's dreams, or we're kind of in a situation where there's fallout and friction with people, right? Let's continue. Right, Ten of Pentacles, Ten's completion cards. We often call this a retirement card because it's coins. When we put a lot of effort in something, we get to the end, we get to enjoy the fruits of our labour. The other way we can go is we've got the people with the dogs down behind the castle walls. Because they're behind the castle walls, there's a sense of security. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Swords are where we think, words we use. Ace is bringing in new energy, not starting something new. In the upright position, this is about going, right, I need to change my mindset. I need to change the way I communicate. They're refusing to do that. Overall outcome card. Five of Cups, Cups, water, emotions. They're the figure there, which is normally in black. This is a reverse deck. They're in black in the morning, or grieving the three cups that have fallen over. They're not seeing the two that are behind them. Okay, stuck in grieving mode. Obstacles or blockages. This is often advice for you because I'm not reading for them. Nine of Cups, Cups, water, emotions. Nice reflection cards. I don't normally go for abundance with this one as such because I normally go for the 10, but it feels like that you feel like you're going to achieve this. You feel like, well, one day I'm going to be looking back and it's all going to be sunshine, roses, and rainbow shitting unicorns. No. Removing any blockages. The Hierophant. Right, so what that's because that the Hierophant there is about kind of sticking some kind of tradition that you're in. The Hierophant here feels like you're supposed to be going on that journey of self-discovery. I feel like I'm dealing with the collective here, who they might be a little bit spiritual themselves, but they're level one awakening. Let's drink cacao and sit in a field and birth a drum and steam our yoni. Um, yeah, you're people like that. I don't mean to be offensive if you're one of those people, but you've not done the real healing, because once you do the real healing, that's when you see the situation as it really is. That's when you see the horrors of the world that are, that are really out there. Yeah. So you've not done that full healing, and this is what keeps you stuck in this cycle. So I'm sticking with what I'm saying there for you. So what this feels like is with the Three of Cups in the reverse, Five of Wands, Three of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this person's come back in, as I say, because they've got somebody or potentially a number of people in the background, and it's kind of falling apart. So they've come rushing back to you because you're their safety net. You're their little safe space that they can run to whenever they want. Now, something's going to happen to reveal it, and I feel it's in regard to them saying something quite derogatory or putting you down. They might be kind of expressing what's happened here, but I don't feel like they're going to be giving you the full picture. You're trying to manifest them to change their ways and to come in, and it's not going to work. They're too busy being. I think that they've not got over something from the past, and it's triggered them into this toxic masculine energy, and they're just going to continue to cycle repeat this, going from woman to woman to woman to woman, or person to person to person to person, to satisfy themselves, and they're never going to be satisfied. The problem is, as I say, I don't think that you've done your full healing yet because you're deluded, right? They've not done their healing, and when you've not done your healing, you're constantly looking to fill this void, this hole, with stuff that's never going to fill it. So yeah, healing needed on both sides. This person's not your person. Just run. Focus on why you're letting this person in. Move past that and push forwards. If you want to